Our scripture reading for this morning comes from the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 16, verses 19 through 31. There was a rich man who was dressed in purple and fine linen and lived in luxury every day. At his gate was laid a beggar named Lazarus, covered with sores, and longing to eat what fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs came and licked his sores. The time came when the beggar died, and the angels carried him to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried. In Hades, where he was in torment, he looked up and saw Abraham far away with Lazarus by his side. So he called to him, "Father Abraham, have pity on me. Send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in the water and cool my tongue, because I am in agony in this fire." But Abraham replied, "Son, remember that in your lifetime you received good things, while Lazarus received bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in agony. And besides all this, between us and you, a great chasm has been set in place, so that those who want to go from here to you cannot, nor can anyone cross over from there to us." He answered, "Then I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my family, for I have 5 brothers. Let him warn them, so that they will not also come to this place of torment." Abraham replied, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." "No, Father Abraham," he said, "but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." He said to him, "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead." This is a word from the Lord. Thanks be to God. Let us pray. O Lord, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight. For this I pray. Amen. So I always appreciate it when the Bible takes me out of the world with which I am familiar and sets me down into a culture with different norms and processes, because it allows us to see that despite our differences, we are more alike than different. So Jesus weaves his stories so that people will not only pay attention, but also they'll stop to consider if they're living out their faith and how their actions and their activities shape the world around them. And really what it is, it's a small reminder that all of us need to do our part. I mean, we know Jesus is a storyteller. He loves to tell his parables. And we love the stories of Jesus. And because we know them so well, we know this story. I mean, the story of the rich man and Lazarus is one that you've heard likely dozens upon dozens of times, with just as many different interpretations. But the stories that Jesus tells to us, they speak to us, and we respond to them because they help us identify ways we can live our lives better and become better people. And the truth is, we all need to examine how we live and how we interact with the people around us to make the best possible choices. So as we heed the words of Christ, we truly need to listen. Jesus is teaching the people wherever he finds them as they travel along. And then he's in the middle of a series of parables that revolve around a very specific topic. They all revolve around money. I mean, I know This is one of our absolute favorite topics. Of course, with money, we always want more of it, and there never seems to be enough of it in our pockets. At least that's how I look at it. But Jesus spoke a lot about money. He told a story about how a son demanded and squandered an inheritance. How a woman searched dutifully for a lost coin. Or a man searched for his lost sheep, and they both celebrated. He told stories about how we should use money and invest in ourselves with our talents. Jesus told us that a person cannot serve two masters. We cannot serve both God and wealth, emphasizing that true treasure is not found here on earth, but it's found in heaven. Jesus said, "Give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and give over to God the things that are God's." Given that Jesus spoke so much on this topic, we should really pay more attention to how we use our resources and how we help those around us. But the question remains, who do we truly serve? So Jesus told a parable about two men. These two men live radically different lives. And truth be told, I don't think we can really relate to either one of them because they are polar opposites. They are at either end of the spectrum. But Jesus uses these exaggerated differences to make a point about community and living out our faith, about the ethic of care that we should all carry with us and do our best to abide by. Jesus describes the first man as incredibly, insanely wealthy. I mean, the first indication is that this man is dressed in purple. I see some purple shirts out there today. But in Jesus' day, purple was the color of royalty. It was the color of kings. Because only someone who is insanely wealthy could afford that rare and precious dye, that Tyrian purple, to make such clothes. So Jesus right away is showing us conspicuous consumption, this great show of wealth. This man wants to be seen and recognized for just how wealthy he was. I mean, we're talking lifestyles of the rich and famous wealthy. We're talking keeping up with the Kardashians wealthy. His clothes were of the best quality. They were the finest linen made by the finest weavers. And then his table was laden each night with rare delicacies. This man wanted for nothing. He lived in complete luxury without a care in the world. His wealth was beyond measure, likely enough for 100 lifetimes. I mean, we've all dreamt of having that kind of wealth. I mean, who hasn't wondered what would happen if you hit the lottery? To never want for anything ever again, to have anything, to go anywhere and not figure cost. But his consumption came with a price. He no longer considered anyone else. Nothing existed outside his bubble because there was no one who could challenge him or gainsay him. Everyone else in the world was beneath his notice. But at his gate lay a beggar whose name was Lazarus. He was covered in sores. And Lazarus longed to eat what fell from the rich man's table. So we hear of this second man, someone at the opposite end of all spectrums. Someone of no note. He had no agency or clout. He could not even be a client to his patron. He was too poor, too feeble, and far too common. He had but really one comfort in life, and it was not receiving mercy from his patron. It was not even eating scraps that fell from the feasts, although they really could have made a difference in his life. No, it was the comfort of the man's dogs who came and licked his sores. That was the only salve, the only kindness he ever received. But what's interesting in this parable is that this poor man is named. We learn he is called Lazarus, a name which means God is my help. The thing is, we've all seen someone like Lazarus, and it's not limited to big cities like St. Louis or. No, we see it here in our town, in our community. We see the ones who suffer in silence, the ones who beg at intersections or on the side of the road, the ones who have pitched tents in fields, or the ones that come knocking on church doors. They are nameless, they are faceless, and they are so easy to ignore and to put out of our minds. All of us do it, myself included. And it's not an indictment on us. We cannot right every wrong. We cannot solve every injustice. But we all can yearn for God's restorative justice and do our best to help in small ways. Death eventually comes for both men. The rich man is buried in a tomb fit for a king, the finest that money could buy. He wanted to show the world that he existed. He was a person who mattered in life. I was here, his tomb proclaimed. Lazarus received no such recognition. The best that he could have hoped for was a pauper's grave, but buried without fanfare and with others without means in a common pit. But there's the reversal following the death of both men. The rich man is sent to Hades for how he lived his life on earth. And he suffers not only the torment in Hades, but by witnessing Lazarus lifted into the bosom of Abraham. That, my friends, was his true punishment. But the rich man did not realize that the roles had changed. He looked out across the chasm and saw an equal in Abraham. And he still saw Lazarus as a common beggar, as lesser than him. But it's interesting. The rich man knew exactly who Lazarus was. He recognized the beggar who sat outside his door. It makes you wonder about their relationship. Did Lazarus once serve this man? Was he a part of the household, a servant, a client, an advisor? Did he become too enfeebled to be of any use and cast out due to his infirmity? Unfortunately, these are questions that remain unanswered, but it's interesting to think about. But the rich man called out and called Lazarus a name. Father Abraham, again, that familiar role of equals. Have pity on me. send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger into water to cool my tongue, because I am in agony in this fire. But no relief is forthcoming. The chasm separating them from Hades and paradise is far too great, and none may cross either way. Think about this. Once just a gate separated them. Now the rich man is in torment in Hades, both in Hades and in seeing Lazarus find relief in heaven. Abraham replied, "My son, remember that in life you received many good things, while Lazarus received the bad. Now he is in comfort, and you are in agony." In this parable, Jesus drives home the point he was trying to make earlier about blessing and woe, about the choices we make in life and how we engage with others. In chapter 6, Luke records Jesus as saying, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who are hungry now, for you will be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are full now, for you will be hungry. And woe to you who are laughing now, for you will mourn and weep." We see blessing and woe played out in this parable. The man's simple disregard for the people around him, for those he viewed as lesser, those who he could not use, those who were not useful to him. He simply ignored their plight. He failed to demonstrate generosity and compassion to the man who laid outside his gate. He knew his name. Likely he knew his situation. But he also should have had a sense of duty due to his place in society, because that was part of his position as being affluent. In the ancient world, the rich provided offerings to the poor. Even if it was largely self-serving, because it kept the masses sated in order to avoid any kind of uprising. Bread and circuses were provided, full bellies and entertainment, because it allowed them to forget their suffering, their situation, and their plight. Patronage was an expected way for some of the poor to be fed, while the wealthy strengthened their status with honorable deeds. The rich man who feasted every day ignored Lazarus. He ignored this unwritten code for virtuous action. As people of faith, we recognize the blessings given to us by God, and we are called to honor this same ethic of care and help alleviate suffering whenever we can. Through our emergency fund, this church has issued over 100 vouchers for food assistance this year. Think for a moment about the lives you have touched, even if indirectly, because being able to do that is only due to your generosity and your embracing an ethic of care to support others. The rich man realized the error of his ways and understood that there was no relief for him due to the callous and indifferent way he had lived his life. So he tried a different tact. "Then I beg you, Father," he said, "send Lazarus to my family, for I have 5 siblings. Let's warn them so they won't also come to this place of torment." It's good that he wanted to help his brothers and sisters, But the truth is, they wouldn't heed Lazarus any more than he did. Any change in our lives has to come from within. And any supernatural messenger is not going to make a difference. The reality is in this parable, we're not Lazarus. We're not the rich man. But we are the 5 siblings. Abraham tells him that his siblings, his brothers and sisters, they have all they need. If they don't listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead. This parable is clearly pointed at us. I mean, it's for those of us who are living, those of us who still have a chance to live in the gospel and fully embrace Christ and this ethic of care. We have Scripture, the lessons of Moses, the prophets. We have the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ, who incidentally also rose from the dead. We know of God's care. God provided manna in the wilderness, told field owners to allow the poor to glean from the fields, perform justice for widows and orphans, love the strangers in our midst by providing food and clothing. What does the Lord require of us? Easing suffering. And that's part of our decision to love our neighbor when we follow Christ. Our responsibilities to one another in this life are real. We are called to be compassionate, to work to help others, to be good stewards of the resources provided to us by God, and to show gratitude by using those blessings responsibly. We are neither the rich man nor Lazarus, but we have the example set by Jesus and by the prophets in how we should love our neighbors. Take the time to consider how you interact with those in need. Or, as the prophet Micah shared with us, he has told you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love and kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Carry that with you. Amen.